What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You're you, and we already got a sort of full house. Excellent. Hello, Starving Artist Collective. Hello, Cat's Art Picks, and hello, Tara Giblin. Thank you for joining. And anyone who's watching this after the fact on a replay, thank you for watching as well. So, we're going to start off a little different today with the special announcement. I hit 1,000 subscribers finally. And it's a little weird because it happened 4 times over 2 days. I don't know if someone was messing with me, but it was like 1,999, 1,999, which is weird. But yeah, I got a special package, and YouTube sent me my special cardboard and tinfoil YouTube plaque, which says, we appreciate that you got to 1,000 subscribers, but we still don't care about you. Not yet, anyway. So, that's just a little joke. I hope you find it funny. I did. I made this in February, so it's been a long time waiting to be used. Okay. So, how's everyone doing? I guess we should get into it. Mostly today, we're just going to be doing touch-up work and trying to get everything fixed up, adding maybe a couple of little things, which I'll explain as we go. But yeah, let's get into it. Why are we not working? There we go. I was pressing the wrong button. Okay. So, a couple of things I want to do is I want to darken this corner here and maybe this corner here. So, I'm not sure about that. Because the purple, while it looks good, it's not very saturated in some places, and that's kind of bothering me. I want to make sure all the treetops are defined and crisp, and as well, do a little bit of work on some of the smudges where I messed up my feathers, and I want to try and get this a little bit more round again because it looks like it lost some of its shape. And then these little humps or bumps on the sun were originally intended to be solar flares because the original image has, here we go, the original image has solar flares going around the flowers, but I don't think I'll do that. I'll probably just put like one here coming out or one over here coming out and going behind the feather maybe. Not sure. I'm going to think about that while we go. And one of the other things I was thinking about was maybe putting a lightning bolt over on this side. Because if I put the flare here, I don't want to throw the symmetry off. I'd kind of rather keep that. For once, Cat's Art Picks, it's not 1,000 degrees here. It's, I think it's in somewhere in the 80s. But, this light and this light and this light and this light and this light, they produce a lot of heat, plus the 2 monitors, so it's probably going to get warm as I go. But I have a cold drink in my Movies cup. So, let's get into it. There probably won't be much use of the powdered blender in this, maybe a little bit, but at this point, with the paper being pretty much completely covered, it's starting to be so smooth that it really doesn't blend quite well. The blending part is kind of over. I don't know if this will be too dark, but we'll see. I mean, there definitely will be some, especially with these corner and background bits. I'm just going to add some of this darker red in here, because I want the corner to be darker. But I don't want it to go too dark, and I want to try and get some smooth blends in here. Like these, I want to try and adjust these so that they're not so harsh. Where's my orange one? Because that'll work well. Still a little bit of yellow and orange in there. Try and wipe some of it off. I have a piece of scrap paper right next to it, which is the sanded paper, and it really helps pull that color off. Whoops. Get a little of the blending powder out. Okay. Just a tiny bit. Get this blended in. Let me turn my mic a little bit, just in case it's not picking me up well. Get that nice and smooth. It's a little bit darker, just enough. Maybe rub a little over up here. Okay, so I need my orange to get just a little bit of this in here. Get that to be just a little bit less harsh. Perfect. And we'll do the same over on this side. Just scratching in a tiny bit of color that I can pull onto the yellow. Or, I guess that's not really yellow, that's more light orange. Okay, so now we need the light orange, which clearly needs a sharpen. I abused that pencil last week, so. Doesn't need to be too sharp. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just a little bit right at the edges. Which is also going to be a little harder to do because it's right next to all that green and blue and other colors. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's definitely far less sanded sounding. Pull off some of that darker orange on my scrap paper. Just try and get a smoother blend here. Hi, LA for Dreams. Thank you for joining. Pleasure to have you here. That looks like it needs a little bit more over there. Okay, that's definitely looking better. So now, back into the purple, because I do want this to be darker. I want it to fill just a little bit more in some of these spots. A bit down in there. I know I need a little bit over here. Well, I don't need it, but I want it. Let me use the finer one here. Okay, now a little bit down here in this corner. I do want to keep this little stripe in here. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Definitely more saturated, which is what I wanted. How does it look there? Yeah. Fill that in a little bit. Okay. So, trees. Just trying to get these points back to a good saturation. Maybe cover up some of this white that's in there. That shouldn't be. A little more texture on each one. Okay, I forgot my glasses again. One of these days I'm going to remember that I'm supposed to wear those. Did say last week that I wasn't quite happy with this leaf. So I'm going to try and lighten it up a little. Just give it some yellow highlights. And then we'll try and give it a slight blend. Just so that it's a slightly different color than the trees in the background. That's better. Okay. So I want to try and adjust just a little bit of these lines here. Try and make them a little bit more crisp around the edges of this flower. And this is getting too hard. I'll be right back. I'm getting my glasses. Did remember them, but forgot where I put them. Okay. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. And all I'm really doing is putting in a little bit of shadow color to cover up any little gaps between the tree and the flower. I should actually be using the gray for this, not the white. Now back to the white, because this, the moon, definitely needs a little more oomph to it. Okay. That's not bad. It's a little bit more round. Okay, so solar flares. I don't know how well this is going to work. I may have to put a little bit of the texture fixative on it at some point. Because right now I'm getting to that point where you're not really adding color as much as you're pushing the color underneath away. Starving. Probably keep. I mean, no one's no one's trying to buy it, as far as I know. So, but it isn't really any out there anywhere. But definitely prints. I will definitely put this one up on Fine Art America at some point. I still have a whole bunch of updating to do to that, but haven't had the chance to do it yet. So, yeah, this is not really grabbing as much as I would like it to. But it doesn't look bad. think I'm going to do one more over here, which is going to go behind the feather but in front of the flower, which makes no sense at all. And I'm just caking the color on. There's almost no tooth left of the paper. Give myself a point just so I can get the very end of that. Cat art picks. It is a very fine powder, but you use so little of it. Like, this is what, I don't know if you can even see this. This little puddle right, which way do I have to go? This way. This little, like, splash of the powder is all I'm using right now. You dump a tiny little bit out. It's like the same grit or fineness as talcum powder. So, yeah, if I'm gonna want to get any more on on those spots, I'm definitely gonna have to give it another spray at some point. But that's it. That should do it. So, where else am I going here? A little bit of shadow in these. Up here in these trees. I think my tape is losing its stickiness. Let me darken and smooth out this corner as well. And here I'll show you, like, this is what it looks like before I put powder on it. And that's after. You can barely even tell there's any there. But oh, look at the wonders that it does. Just smooths it right out. Okay, so that's too bright. Too bright of a green. Not the green I used the last time. There we go. Okay, so back into these blue jay feathers. Cleaning up these lines a bit. Because when I was doing the trees, they all got a little bit smudged. I'm going to have to try and keep a sharp point on this. Hopefully that makes it pop back out a little bit better. Fill this spot. Where's my gray? Okay. I know what else I wanted to do. On the night sky petunia, a lot of the purple, or a lot of the light purple, kind of smudged away. So I want to try and add a little bit more of that back in around some of these spots. Especially the bigger ones. Try and get some of these white spots to be just a little bit more white again. Sharpen. See if I can clean this up a bit. Gotta make sure that yin yang shape is well defined. Need a little bit of yellow in here. Okay, so do we want a lightning bolt or not? LA for dreams. Who says I'm not? I just hide it very, very well. So I think if I'm going to do it, it should come from right around here and go down into here. So this is how I do lightning bolts. Ready? Sorry, I'm looking in the wrong place again. That's it. Squiggle line. Try and trace it again. Make sure it's saturated. And now, all you gotta do is find a curve and branch off. And then I'll take a little bit of a light blue. Which may be a little too out of the ordinary. But I like the way it looks. And if you know about lightning bolts, if you can see all of the branches, it has not hit the ground yet. Because lightning travels through the air and tries to find, the path of least resistance from up here to down here. And once it does that, that's where you get the bolt. And I've always thought that was really cool, that it's basically searching for the ground with all those tiny arms, and those arms don't contribute to the final bolt. Now, should I try? This might be dangerous, but I'm just going to try and add a little bit of light into these cloud-like structures. All the way down, following around it, and in between it. And then add back in a little bit of the color. And then I'll smudge them out. That was the wrong spot. I meant to go down here. mm, Light orange. That's what I'm looking for. Purple. You can barely see it, but it's there, sort of. No longer have a tip for the pink, so I'm just gonna take this little sponge right here and try and repair my mistake. Okay. I want to try and add just a little bit of contrast into these flowers. Make that a little darker. I need a little bit more. I don't want to go too orange in there, but I probably will. Right along the center. And these are all just tiny little circles, so I'm just going to hit the edges of some of them. That's a little better. Do the same up here, but more towards the outside. Which is kind of just like a jaggedy edge. Jaggedy a word? It is now. And then I'm just using the lighter orange to soften the lines. Okay. Just want that a little thicker at the top. Wow. I honestly thought I was going to be working on this for a lot longer. But is there anything you guys can see that you think should be touched up? See if I can add a little bit of darkness in here. Only right in the center where the dot of the yin yang would be. Go back to a lighter red to smooth that out. Now just try and where did that little sponge? Where did my extra sponge go? Try and just soften it up a bit. And since I did that, I might as well do the same over here. But this one I'm actually going to blend out a little bit. A little bit of powder. Make it nice and smooth. There we go. You didn't miss it, starving artist. I have not decided yet. Um, yeah, that's a good question. What will be next week's project? So, I don't know. That's something I definitely have to think about. Okay, so this, I don't know if this is in view. This is how it would hang. See if we can get it in there nice. Maybe the full screen will help. Uh, there we go. Yeah. This is how it would sit. And I'm going to throw my little initials right down here with the white. I know some people say, what do you think? White, or since it's going to be in the purple, should it be this pinkish color? You know, some people say to not make it stand out, but I've always made my initials stand out on my stuff. Cat art picks. It's a good suggestion, but unless it's a plant, I usually try and stay away from living things, especially furry things, because I've never been good with hair and fur, but I could give it a try. It's worth it. White? Okay. Nice sharpen. I'm going to try and get it right up here so that it's not too close to the edge. And it's probably going to go over some of the pink, so. Nope. I got to hold this because it's not taped it down anymore. And this is how I always do my initials. Those two lines. Those two lines, and then two little loop-de-loops. There we go. It's probably a little big, but yeah. So, if anybody didn't see the yesterday of the LuxArchival group monthly challenge video pieces, whatever, that video is up. I'd appreciate it if you checked it out. It was a long time coming. It's almost 2 years worth of submissions from all of our great artist members, and it was kind of rushed, but I knew it was going to be long, so I tried to keep it simple. I made a few mistakes. That's bound to happen. I'll get better. It's definitely going to go back to being a monthly thing, and the July prompt just went up yesterday, so feel free to check that out in either of the MeWe or the Facebook groups. And are we still going? I have an error here. I'm looking to see if this is still going. Okay. It definitely doesn't look great on this end. And it's telling me I have a poor stream at the moment. So, yeah. No, see? Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. So, check out the challenge video and the prompt in the groups. And not next week, but possibly the week after that. I've had something come up with a family member who needs some help, and some of that help is going to have to be on Mondays at 3 o'clock. So, not next week, but possibly the week after that. I may, for a month, have to move my live streams from Monday to Tuesday. So, just a heads up so everybody's aware. So, is that it? I thank you all for joining me. I thank you, everybody who's watching, for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers, which is excellent. Now we just need that watch time, but we'll get there. I'm saying a lot because I'm losing train of thought. Yes. What was I gonna say? The 1,000 subscribers. Yes, you helped me do that. I mean, it's quite literally a counting of you. So without you, never would have done it. I really appreciate everyone who watches these streams now or later in a replay. It means a great deal to me, and I'm glad that I'm getting through these milestones faster than I expected them to be. I mean, sure, I have had my channel for 5 years, but I've only been taking it really seriously since January. So, again, thank you all for helping me out, doing what you do, being there, and being a part of this. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.